Hello YouTube, my name is Thomas and today I'm going to show you how I made this lo-fi beat. So I start this track with scalar. I cycle through some chord presets until I find something that I like. Like in this case, I use this acid jazz chord progression. So I took those chords and put those on electric piano. This is Cubase stock electric piano vintage Mark 1. But I also shifted these starting points a little bit, you know. When you take this out of scalar, they are like this lined up, and that doesn't sound too real to me. And I also changed velocities a little bit. So this is the sound before any processing. Then my processing chain. That adds quite a lot. First I have here Cymatics Origin. This is free plugin. This is just one preset. I think I just modified it a little bit. Then I did some EQing. Just cut out some of those boomy and resonant frequencies. Then I wanted this to be a really wide stereo sound so that guitars have more room to be in the middle. So I added mixer delay. This basically delays one channel a little bit so that it sounds way more wider. Then I have compression. This actually doesn't work now because this is sidechain compression. This reacts to the kick. Just a little bit to make some room for the kick. And then I have another EQ here. I just got some resonant frequencies more and give it a little boost. Then I have one more EQ, but this has only automated high cut. Next I did this piano melody on top of chords. This is splash sound romantic piano. Then I added vinyl, just a little bit scratch and warp. Then some EQing, cut out lows and boost a little bit highs. And then I have compressor here. This is again sidechain compressor, so this reacts to the kick as well. Then I took this melody and gave it also a guitar layer. So I used Electric Vintage by Native Instruments for the guitar sound, and I added some Origin again. Black Hole, this amazing reverb. Then some EQing, got out some resonant low frequencies. Then compressor so that volume is more even. Then again sidechain compressor which reacts to kick. Oh, and I also automated the vibrato of this guitar. Then I added more guitar layers. I took those same chords and add again Electric Vintage. I used this Gold Lake pattern, which sounds like this. Quite a lot of processing here as well. Cymatics Origin again. Then some EQing. I got highs quite a lot, just so that electric piano and this piano melody has more room here. Then I have another EQ, just a little cut here. I think this was some resonant frequency. Then compressor, this is again sidechain compressor. Then I have EQ, which is not in use at all. And one more EQ, this is just for the low cut automation. Then I have one more guitar layer. This is again Native Instruments Electric Vintage Spaceship preset, and it sounds like this. Just a cool harmonic layer. I have here cymatics again, then some quite heavy EQing, some resonant frequencies. I think this EQ is, yes, this is low cut, which is automated. Then sidechain compression. Then I have this group track for guitars, and here I have some low cut, just to be sure. Little bit magneto. This is preset guitar mid-high boost. Then I have compression. This is just another preset. I just turn the threshold so that it doesn't do much gain reduction. This is just to glue those guitar sounds together a little bit better. Then I have multiband compression. This is just one preset. And limiter. This does a very little, just to cut those peaks that might go a little bit too high. Together guitar sounds like this. Then I did this flute melody. I automated volume just a little bit on these long notes. And for the flute sound I used Audict Master Solo Woodwinds, and I did some processing here as well. I have origin again, saturation, just a little bit flutter and noise. Then some EQing. Again, I cut out some resonant frequencies and a little bit highs. Compression to make it more even. And I have Valhalla Vintage Verb, just a little bit reverb on top of it. Then I have sidechain compression as well here, so this reacts to the kick. Next, for the synths, I added this pad. Just to add some extra texture. This has vinyl, a little bit warp, actually quite a lot of warp. Black hole, my favorite reverb again. This just creates amazing ambience to the sounds. Then some EQing, low cut and some low mid resonances, and cut off the highs. And sidechain compression. Then I have these synth hits and sweeps every now and then. I think these are from some Coast Hack Lo-Fi pack. And I give a little bit of reverb, cut the lows, and I added some auto pan so that the sound moves a little bit. You can hear it going from left to right. And for this another sound, reverb as well, and low cut. Next we have bass. This is from Contact Factory library, this sound. First some EQing, made some room for the kick here and cut off some resonant frequencies. Then just a little low mid boost. Then I have compressor just to make it more even. Then I have fab filter Saturn. This gives a little bit character to the sound. And sidechain compression. It's a very simple bass line. And next we have drums. So here's how my drums sound all together. When I make drums, at first I create kick and snare. I make just 2 sampler tracks and I drag and drop different samples there, just to try out which ones work best together. So I ended up with this kick and snare. Then I have another snare layer, which is quite wide, and I have shaker as well on top of snare. So all together. For the kick I got some lows quite heavily. For the snare, low cut and high cut. And this secondary snare has low cut and some of these highs. And this shaker has low cut and high cuts quite heavily. Then I have shaker here. I gave it a little bit of swing. As you can see, these aren't exactly on grid. And of course did some changes to the velocity so it sounds more natural. And for this shaker I added low cut, high cut, some reverb and sidechain compression to the kick. I finished this track using this beat, but later on I decided to add some Foley to make it a little bit more interesting. So I added these Foley sounds. And I think I did some panning to these as well, so that those sounds feel like they're moving a little bit. And all together. Then of course I have vinyl crackle looping all over the track. For this I added low cut and prequel limiter. When you use this vinyl crackle sound, they tend to have some high peaks every now and then. So this prequel limiter just removes those snaps and clicks that might be there. You see it's triggering just a little bit. Then I have some more effects and atmospheric sounds to give a little bit more life to the track. All of these have a lot of reverb and low cut. I think these are the kind of sounds that really brings track to life. So I think that's it. Let's hear it once more from the drop.
you.